All right, folks, this is Harris Sultan, and a lot of people are asking me, are we looking at the end of the world? Because various Pakistani ministers, not journalists, not ordinary trolls on the internet, but Pakistani sitting ministers have threatened a nuclear war with India. This is very similar to what Putin had been doing. Putin and his cronies have threatened a nuclear war at least a dozen times. And here we are. You see, when a country can't fight their enemy in conventional terms, they always rattle the nuclear saber. And that's exactly what Pakistan is doing. Pakistan knows that conventionally, in a long, protracted war, and by long and protracted, I mean more than 8 days, because Pakistan's past military general, General Bajwa, said that we cannot fight with India for longer than 8 days. Just 8 days. India knows this. India has put that into their calculations. India is itching for a longer war because this is the first time when they are saying that this time we want to solve or end this Pakistani terror problem once and for all. In the past, every time Pakistan carried out a terrorist attack inside India, for example, the attack on the Indian parliament in the year 2000, India said that, okay, we're going to take out Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed, the chief terrorist organizations operating from within Pakistan, who were directly responsible in that attack on the parliament. Pakistan said, well, if you attack us, we're going to launch a nuclear strike. So India backed off. But that was a very different India. India was not as economically powerful. India was not as diplomatically and politically strong. Right now, there's so many Indian Americans operating in the current Trump administration. Tulsi Gabbard has come out and fully supported India. Kash Patel, the head of the FBI, I think he's also given a statement in favor of India. JD Vance, who was in India at the time of this terrorist attack in Pahalgam on the 22nd of April. So this time, this is a very different India. And by the looks of it, India has taken the US and the international community in confidence, and they have said, please stay out of this. Pakistan has been going to every single foreign country and begging them to please de-escalate the situation. Please stop the war. Otherwise, we've got a nuclear bomb. But nobody's taking them seriously. Pakistan is the boy who cried wolf one too many times. So in the year 2000, they said, we're going to launch a nuclear strike. Pakistan had only been a nuclear power for 2 years at that time. That's why the world didn't know how they're going to react. And then after that, 2008, Mumbai terror attacks happened. India gave a big fat dossier to Pakistan that, hey, your guys are involved in this. What are you going to do? Pakistan said, well, this is just poetry and a work of fiction. We can't do anything. Sorry, there's no evidence. Even though Pakistan's own media had gone to the village of the lone surviving terrorist of the Mumbai terrorist attack, Ajmal Kasab, and they acknowledged that he had gone from Pakistan to India to carry out the terrorist attack. Even then, Pakistan didn't do anything. Pakistan said, sorry, not enough evidence. After that, there were many more terrorist attacks, such as Pathankot, Uri, Pulwama, in which 40 Indian soldiers died. That was in 2019. And again, India said the Pakistani state is responsible. Pakistan denied it. Imran Khan was prime minister at the time. And again, he gave that speech in the UN General Assembly that if we are attacked, then we are Muslims, we are not afraid to die, and this could be a nuclear war. But this time, the situation is a lot different. So India is saying that the Pakistani state is aiding and abetting these terrorists who carried out this attack on the 22nd of April by asking the tourist what their religion was. And if the religion was non-Muslim, they were shot in the heads. So India said, enough. We're going to solve this problem. So on the 7th of May, India carried out surgical strikes on what it deems as terrorist installations in Bahawalpur and in the Pakistani administered Kashmir and in various other places. Pakistan claims that they were not terrorist locations. They were ordinary mosques and madrasas, as if there is any madrasa or a mosque where they're not teaching you hatred against the infidels. So Pakistan claims that it shot down at least 5 Indian jets. There's been no official confirmation. However, one French official did confirm to CNN that at least one Rafale jet might have been shot down. The Indian Defense Ministry has not officially refuted that claim. That's the point. I'm not listening to Indian or Pakistani media because you can't really trust them at this point. So something might have happened, but again, it's not a big deal. That was the defensive posture of Pakistan. So Pakistan had to retaliate because this guy, General Asim Munir, he's under immense pressure. He's incredibly unpopular at this point because he has jailed Pakistan's most popular leader, Imran Khan. He's been in jail for 2 years. And at this time of war, he is still cracking down on Imran Khan's supporters. So that's how unpopular this guy is, General Asim Munir. And let me show you who this guy is. So forget about Pakistan's defense minister or prime minister or foreign minister. Those guys are absolute puppets and idiots. They have absolutely no idea what's going on. They're not calling the shots. Who's calling the shots? This guy's calling the shots. Who is this guy? So when Pulwama happened, that 2019 terrorist attack that I just mentioned, he was the head of Pakistani intelligence, the ISI. And then soon after that, he was removed from his position as the chief of the ISI. He claims that he was removed because he was investigating the corruption scandal of Imran Khan's wife. That's what he claims. I don't know. But Imran Khan has reportedly accused Munir of harboring a personal grudge against Imran Khan. So Imran's prolonged imprisonment eroding public trust in Pakistan Army. That is true. So as I said, this guy is the real culprit. He is calling the shots. And where is he? He's nowhere to be found. And India, for the first time, is openly saying that we want this guy. So he's gone underground. And funnily enough, just 4 or 5 days before this terrorist attack took place, he gave a very jihadi speech. And everyone interpreted it as a message to India that if you carry out terrorist activities in Balochistan, then we will respond in kind in Kashmir. And 4 days later, this terrorist attack in Kashmir happened. So even if he had no hand in this, you have to admit that this was one of the stupidest speeches by any Pakistani army chief, by anyone in general. So anyway, so in response to that terrorist attack, on the 7th of May, as I said, India carried out missile and drone attacks on these, what it perceives as terror training camps inside Pakistan proper. Pakistan claims that it shot down 5 Indian jets. Whether it's true or not, it's irrelevant. Who cares? So this guy is under immense pressure to retaliate. Apparently, he retaliated by attacking. Let me share the official communique by the Indian Defense Ministry. So according to the Indian Defense Ministry, they're saying that on the 7th and 8th of May 2025, Pakistan attempted to engage a number of military targets in northern and western India, including Awantipur, Srinagar, Jammu, Pathankot, Amritsar, Jalandhar, Ludhiana. So basically, they retaliated. So what happened? These were neutralized by the integrated counter-UAS grid and air defense systems. The debris of these attacks is now being recovered from a number of locations that prove the Pakistani attacks. So we have seen footage shot by ordinary Indians showing the falling debris. So no explosions. As we have seen in the case of Pakistan, we've seen Indian missiles exploding on the ground. So it has happened, and Pakistan hasn't denied them. But Pakistan is not owning these attacks because not a single drone or a missile hit its target in India. So they're not owning it. So even if they retaliated, the retaliation failed. But in response to this, India responded with its own drone strikes inside Pakistan, but this time in Lahore, Karachi, mainstream Pakistani cities. And we have seen many videos of that circulating on social media where Pakistani civilians are running around. And in one stupid video, Pakistani police said, oh, this was a lightning strike. but the guy who was filming it, he said, I saw a drone striking that building. So Pakistan is now dialing down the loss of life because it is becoming more and more embarrassing for Pakistan because Pakistan cannot respond. And the Pakistani public is demanding this jihadi general to respond. So next few hours are going to be very interesting. I don't know what happened last night. I have made a detailed video about the history of this conflict. Hopefully it should be out in a couple of days. This is where we are at the moment. Right now, I don't think there's going to be a nuclear war. There's still a lot of room to maneuver between where we are at the moment and up to the point of nuclear threshold. There's a lot of room to maneuver. And as I said, even if India takes a slice of Pakistani Kashmir, there's going to be no nuclear holocaust. Pakistan is not going to risk the end of the world or the end of itself. It probably doesn't care about the world. it wouldn't risk its own end over a tiny piece of land. It won't do it. There's no way they're going to do it. However, they're going to keep upping this nuclear rhetoric, but nobody's buying it. The US is not buying it. The international community is not buying it. And obviously, India is not buying it because it's all bluff and bluster, just like Putin's nuclear saber rattling. Nothing's going to happen. Don't worry. But this time, I'm hoping, as a Pakistani, that India will teach this corrupt Pakistani military a lesson. And hopefully, only then we might be able to have true democracy in Pakistan where civilian leaders call the shots, not these puppet defense ministers or this prime minister that you've seen. By the way, nobody's addressing to them. Everyone is addressing General Asim Munir because he is the guy who's calling the shots. So it's up to him to retaliate, to show where this defense budget goes. Pakistan is a third world poor country, and according to some estimates, 30% of its GDP goes to Pakistan defense. Some people dispute that number. I don't know. But for a country as poor as Pakistan, it doesn't need this big military because India has never attacked Pakistan. It's always been the other way around. It's always Pakistan that has attacked India. And they have started every war and they have lost every war. Other countries have military, but in Pakistan, a military has a country. The Pakistani military has never won a war against India, but they won every single war against its own people. That's the reality of the Pakistani military.